Kevin here with another Flippin' Dork Flips and Finds video where I show you different items I pick up really cheap thrifting and garage selling, and then I sell online either on eBay or locally on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and different places like that. So this week starts off with some eBay sales. The first one, actually I showed in the last video, but I finally got paid for it. I don't have it with me right now, but I will show a picture. But it's that little AT&T microcell I got, I think it was this past Friday at a garage sale for only $5. I looked it up and the comps were going to be awesome. So I finally listed it. I put it at pretty high, a little higher than the comps are actually selling for, at $244.95 or best offer. I put my best offer down to $220 and someone gave me an offer for $220, so I decided to take it. I mentioned that in the last video, but I didn't get paid for it. But I finally got paid for it last night, so it's going to be shipped out today. So that was an awesome return, from $5 to $220. I'll pay fees and all that kind of stuff, and shipping, but who cares? It's still going to be, I don't know, $180, $190 profit, something like that. So it's pretty cool. Next item that sold last night is this right here. I sold another Bop It, the original Bop It. I've sold a bunch of these now. I don't even know which one this is. This is number 5 or 6 or something. I've sold a bunch. I've got them all really cheap. This one was only $1. And anyway, I always test them, make sure they work, put new batteries. Usually you have to kind of clean the little springs and stuff inside there. But after that, they worked fine so far. All of them have worked. And every one of them has sold for about $25. So that's what I just started doing. The last several I put up, I just put at $25 free shipping. They fit in the priority, those free priority shoe boxes you can get from the post office. When I mail them out, they're usually about $7 or $8 to ship, every one so far. So it's not too bad, and you know, I get them so cheap that I still make pretty decent money. Now it's not great. I probably make, I don't know, probably a little under $15 profit, which doesn't meet what I'm really trying to do with everything else, which is like $30 profit and above. I'm even trying to go higher than that now. But they just sell so well. It's kind of like calculators. There's some business calculators out there that only sell for like $16.95, but you can get them for 50 cents. They're easy to ship. They always sell, so I pick them up anyway. There's you know, I make a few exceptions to the rule. And these Bop Its are one of them. I actually have 2 more to list now. I'll do the same thing. $25 free shipping. Might take a month or 2, but they always end up selling. Okay, next item here is these Danner boots, military style desert boots. And you know, they're used. They got a little bit of staining and some wear and stuff like that, but they still sell pretty well. I got these, I think it was $2 at a garage sale, if I remember right. And I had them listed. When I listed them, I was thinking I had paid $10, so I was going a little high. And anyway, I put them at $49.95 with free shipping, I think. Yes, with free shipping or best offer. My best offer was down to $40. And finally, someone gave me an offer for $40, so I decided to take it. So that's pretty good. Only paid $2. Shipping's probably going to be around $10, maybe $12 or $13 if it goes really far away. But that's not bad. That's still a really good return after fees and all that kind of stuff. I'll probably make $25, maybe a little under, so it's pretty close to my $30. I definitely could have made about $30 if they sold for the $49, but whatever. I was okay with the $40. Okay, the last item here is the second to last lot that I pulled out of that box of vintage Transformer toys. And I have sold everything, including this, except for one set of Transformers left over. And then when it's all put together, I might make a special video showing how much all that went for, because it went for really good money. Okay, so these are not Transformers though. These are the random toys that were mixed in there that are not Transformers or GoBots. So there's like a Troll doll, there's a Voltron that turns into a pair of binoculars, there's a couple of Ninja Turtles, there's a Fred Flintstone toy, there's, I can't remember what these little guys are called, but there's a couple of them in there. There's a pen that says Goosebumps Rules, Fred Flintstone eraser, a couple of Hot Wheels, a Terminator, I think it's Terminator 2 toy, and his arm, he has 3 different arms that change out. Just a pretty cool little lot. And anyway, they were, you know, just mixed in randomly. I didn't know if they had value or not. And hey, I paid $5 for the box of Transformers. I figured if I could at least get $5 out of this, then, you know, it paid for itself. But when I listed this, I decided to go kind of high just to see what would happen. So I listed it at $29.95 free shipping or best offer down to $25. And within half a day, maybe less than that, maybe 5 or 6 hours, I got an offer for $25 and I accepted it, so I took it. So 25 bucks for some random 80s and 90s toys, that's pretty awesome. So that $5 box of Transformers has really paid off. When I sell the last ones, like I said, I might make a video to show how much it went for, but it went for a lot of money. So anyway, that's what sold today and last night, so I need to get them ready to ship out before the post office closes. And then of course, if anything else sells, I'll drop it in the video. Alright, so now it's Thursday, and it's been a little bit of a slow week. I think I might have some local sales coming up here in the next day or two. But anyway, I had a couple of eBay sales, or at least a eBay sale, or an eBay sale, I guess. And then one I got paid for. I explained already. It's the Danner boots that sold for $40 with free shipping, and I paid, what was it, $2 for them. So they sold the other day, but the person did not pay for them. But then this morning they did. I had to end up sending 2 invoices to get the payment, but they did. So now I can send them out, and hopefully they'll be happy with those. And then also last night I had a sale on this. Probably won't be able to see it, so I'll have to show a picture. But this is one of those AT&T office conference phones I got at Goodwill. They had a bunch of them one day that showed up. They were all $3 each. There was a set of, I'm trying to remember now, a set of 3 that matched, a set of 2 here that matched, and then there's one on its own. I tested them all out. They all worked except for the matching one to this. So I just donated it back, took it as a loss, and then this one paid $3. It wasn't worth a whole lot of money, but see, the idea was that I would buy 2 of them, $3 each, pay $6, and then be able to sell them for like $40 or $50. Then it's a good flip. But alone, it's just okay. So for $3, it sold for $22.95 with free shipping. So not that great. But if I'd have had 2 of them, I could have profited my $30 or more, or around there, but now I'm not. The one phone on its own is worth about the same, and then the set of 3 phones should go for pretty good money when they eventually do. I think there's already a watcher on that, so that's a pretty good sign. But anyway, I need to go ahead and print labels for these and get them shipped out, and then hopefully I sell some more stuff. It's been a little bit of a slow week. Alright, so I should have a local sale coming up here real soon. It's this table and chair set that I picked up. I think it was at Salvation Army, if I remember right. It was $50, which was way too much. I kind of knew it was probably not going to be a good deal, and man, this thing was a terrible buy. I should not have bought it, but I did. Anyway, paid $50, and I was trying to get like $85, and then dropped down to $75. I finally dropped it down to $65, and it's been up for quite a while now. And finally, someone said they want to come by and check it out. So hopefully they like it and take it. I would probably take less than that as long as I get my $50 back, because I just want to get rid of it. It was a terrible buy, and I will be very happy when this thing disappears. Alright, so now it's Friday, and I did a bunch of garage selling this morning, found a bunch of cool stuff. I also sold a few things I need to send out, so let me show them to you first. Also, the table and chairs that I just showed you, the person did come by, bought it for $65. I made a little bit of money, but that was a terrible purchase. It was in bad shape, painted, the paint was in terrible shape. The actual wood chairs and table part was okay, but then the tile on top of the table, I thought it was just marks, but then when I actually looked at it, it was like hairline cracks. Just way out of style. It was a terrible purchase. So I paid $50, it sold for $65. I made $15. Seems like $15 is my kind of going rate of learning what works and what doesn't. Whenever I find stuff that bombs, I make like 15 bucks off of it. So anyway, I probably won't buy any more like that unless it's like super nice condition. Okay, so as far as the sales on eBay, I had 2 of them. First one's here in the box. You're not going to be able to see it because I have it all bubble wrapped, so I have to show a picture. But this is that Cuisinart DLC10 Pro something. It's a food processor, and this is the bowl part. I took a food processor. I got it at a garage sale. It's from 1985. It comes with a manual. It comes with a couple of different blades. It comes with a lid, a little thing you stick on top of the lid. And for $5, I took it all apart. I'm selling the motor separately, the bowl separately, the lid separately, the thing that fits on the lid separately, each blade separately, the manual separately. I'm going to make a lot more money off of it that way. So I've already sold something off, and I've made my money back, so this is all pure free money. Anyway, it sold for $24.95 plus $8.15 shipping. So in total, it went for $33.10. So that was this one simple little plastic bowl. And the reason I split it up is because, I mean, this is an old food processor. It's a good one, but it's from 1985. Not a lot of people out there are looking to buy the whole thing, but a lot of people, I've mentioned before, have one of these. They're bull brakes. Of course, it's, you know, 33 years old now. It's hard to find, so then you go on eBay and you find one and you pay pretty good money for it. So that was pretty cool. And the other thing that sold, I'll have to show a picture of this too because I have it all bubble wrapped up. This is that little small collection of vintage pencils. Saw this at a yard sale. The people are on to me. They knew I was going to put stuff on eBay. It didn't matter. I made a lot of money off of that garage sale anyway. And I don't think they were super happy about it, but oh well. And anyway, these are vintage pencils. I'm trying to remember now, there's a piece of birthday cake, there's an apple, there's a house, there's a couple of trolls, some things like that. Basically old pencils with little toppers. It just reminds me of something from my childhood, from like the 80s. For 25 cents, I grabbed all, what is it, 7 of them, or however many's in the picture. And I got them all for 25 cents. I figured it's got to be worth some money, so I just threw it out there to see what would happen. I put it for $14.95 plus shipping, and it did sell. So that's pretty cool. So it sold for $14.95 plus $3.50 shipping. So that's a total of $18.45 for these pencils that I paid 25 cents for. So that's a pretty good little flip. And I don't know, I just like buying oddball stuff like that just to see if it works. I have a couple other things from that sale that I'm still kind of waiting to see if they sell. If one of them goes, it's going to be awesome. It'd be, I bought it for $1 and I'm hoping to make like 75 bucks off of it. But anyway, that was it for the sales today. I need to go ahead and get them printed up and shipped out, and then I will show you all the stuff I bought today. I actually filled up the van twice. Alright, I just sent everything off to get mailed, so let me show you some of the things I picked up today. So first off, I have this dresser here. It's not too bad, pretty cool shape. The guy said it was really expensive when they bought it for their daughter when she was born. That was probably, I don't know, 10 years ago or something like that. But up close, it's not in the greatest condition anymore. It has some spots all over it, so it's going to have to get a paint job. But I got it cheap enough that I think it'll be alright. I mean, check that out. It's actually really nice ply. So, pretty decent piece. The only thing I saw wrong with it was the edges here. It's just crumbling a little bit from being like dragged on the floor or whatever. This one's a little worse. Not too bad. Anyway, they were asking, what was it? 30 on it. And I tried to get it for 20. And I believe they ended up settling at 25, if I remember right. So I paid 25 for it. It's in pretty decent shape. I know it should be at least 50, but I definitely want more than that. I think I could probably get about 75, but what I'll do is probably try to list it at about 85 and see what happens. Probably take anywhere from 65 to 85 and make a little bit of money or a decent amount of money on it, somewhere around there. Okay, also, I found a couple more bikes today. I have those old ones back there that they need some work. I think the green one back there a guy's buying today. The others need work, but these two I just picked up today. So I got this women's cruiser. It's just a cheapo. It's a Next, which I think is Walmart, but it's kind of cool. You can tell it was like aluminum that has been coated with this purple, so you can kind of see the aluminum through there. But anyway, it's pretty cool. Got white walls. I'll clean it up a little bit, but I got it for, I think I paid $20 for it. I know I can get more than that. I'll probably try to ask about 65, maybe 75, because it actually is pretty decent shape, but probably about 65. And I imagine I'll make 55 to 60, 65, somewhere around there on there. It's not too bad. Probably about a $40 profit. Okay, also found this today. This is a men's Diamondback Sorento. I remember Diamondback from when I was a kid. They made good bikes. I noticed this one is made in China, so at some point they sold out, and I'm sure this one isn't as good, but I got a good enough deal on there that it should still sell really well. It's actually in really nice shape. It's a lot nicer than the Schwinn, the green Schwinn back there. But the guy was asking $25, which I realized was a good deal, but I wanted to get it cheaper if possible. So I said, would you do a better deal? He said, well, how much are you thinking? And he wouldn't name the first price. So I said, well, how about 15? And he was taken aback by that a little bit. It's like, 15? You know it's worth more than that. And I said, well, what are you thinking on it? And he said, well, how about 20? So I got it for 20, which is exactly what I was hoping to get it for. So I don't think I insulted the guy, but you know, sometimes people just list kind of high, and then, you know, they, oh yeah, sure, I'll take 15. So I tried, but anyway, got it for 20, and it's actually in pretty decent shape. I think I could probably get, I'll probably try to ask about 75 on it, somewhere around there. I mean, it does have a few things like that's kind of cracked, and I don't know, it's not too bad, but I'll see if I can get about 75 out of it, maybe 80, but I don't know. Around here, people don't pay a whole lot for bikes. So anyway, that was the first round of local items. So now let me show you the stuff I have in the van. I got to pull it out first. Okay, and here are the other 3 pieces I picked up today. So I got these all at a separate garage sale, and the van was full of all the other stuff, and I bought these 2. And then I had to empty out the van and go back and pick them up. When I picked them up, he had that one sitting out, and I got it for free. But they look really good from this distance, and this is how I saw them when I bought them. I should have looked at them even closer. I mean, I walked up to them, but the 2 really bad spots were kind of hidden by grass, and I don't know, I should have looked better because I paid a little too much. He wouldn't name a price, so I knew he was probably going to think, you know, he was going to go kind of high on them. And then he also had the cedar chest, and I know that last cedar chest I had was really beat up, and it sold quickly for pretty good money. So I was hoping that I could get all 3 pieces for like $60, maybe $75. But he was saying he wanted $150 for that chest, and as soon as he said that, I knew he was going to ask too much on these. So I finally talked him down to these 2 pieces for $80, which would have been good, but now that I'm looking them over, they're a bit rough, so I'm not sure I'm going to make that much off of them. And basically just price them to sell, get rid of them, make a little bit of money, and be done. So this big one here is pretty decent. Comes with a mirror, which attaches in the back, which is kind of cool. Has some spots up here, but it's real wood, so it could be refinished. The bad spot here is the veneer wants to come off. You can see it's just about to come off. And, you know, just kind of a little rough around the edges, but not too bad. A little bit of paint up here, paint spatter, and a little bit of veneer chipping on the bottom too. Okay, the other cool thing, of course, you know, real wood, like an old one, but check this out. The top drawers are cedar. I thought that was cool. I've never seen that in a dresser before. So you can tell it was a pretty nice piece back in the day. Just needs to be redone. This one's the same way. It's got a spot on top, but really cool wood grain. You can tell it looked really nice. It has a little bit of paint spatter, and then of course the veneer is chipping. Now this one has a really bad spot of veneer missing, so that's going to really hurt the value. That was all hidden by grass, so I should have looked it over a lot better. But same thing, just your standard wood drawer here, but the top one is cedar, so I thought that was pretty cool. So I could still get some decent value. So for $80, I don't know, they're like project grade. I will probably list them at about $140. I doubt I'll get that though. I'd hate to just take like $100 on them, but I'm hoping at least like $125 or higher so I can make some money off of it. Okay, now this one was free, but it is rough. Check that out. The veneer is just completely blown out. I mean, it's really bad, but it has really cool details. Like that drawer fits into this thing here with the cool details, really nice handles. But it was free, so I'll just sell it really cheap, maybe about $20 or so. Get rid of it. But I think this one could be really cool. You could refinish the top in wood, maybe refinish each of the drawer faces in wood, and then the sides here, since the one is blown out, I'm kind of thinking wrapping it in pallet wood slats, and then maybe chalk painting the rest of it, like all these details, something like that, or maybe just chalk paint all of it, and then just do a little bit of cedar wood. Not cedar wood, but pallet wood. I guess cedar could be kind of cool too. Something like that, but I just don't really have time for that. So whoever buys it has a pretty cool project ahead of them. But since I got it for free, I'm hoping I can get 20 out of it. It'll knock these down to about $60. Then I'm a little more comfortable. If I could, consider them 60 and sell for about 120, I'd be okay with that. So anyway, I need to snap some pictures, get them listed, and then I'll show you all the stuff I bought to put on eBay. Well, I got everything listed, and strangely enough, this really beat up dresser is probably going to be the first one to go. I had it listed for $20. I thought someone would try to get it for like, $5 or $10 or whatever, but I got it for free, so oh well. But anyway, I have 2 people asking about it now, and I think someone is going to come by a little bit later tonight to check it out. So that's pretty awesome. I can get $20 out of this thing. It's in really rough shape. All right, so the next item to sell is the white dresser that I picked up for $25. They were asking $30 at the garage sale. I was trying to get it for $20. They wouldn't do it because, it was like a Friday morning, I think, is when I got it. And anyway, we settled at $25, so it was a good price. The guy said he bought it new in 2008 for his daughter when she was born. They paid several $100s for it, so you can tell it's a nice one. Plus, just looking at the construction, it's like really nice plywood. So it's built nice, it works well, it's just marked up. You can see it has some marks here, a couple of paint chips, and then there's just, scuffs, and there's marker, and I don't know. Just it's going to need to be cleaned really nicely, but I'm not sure how that's going to come off. They'll probably have to repaint it. I think this lady said she was going to paint it anyway. But so it's a really nice piece, but since it's all marked up, I just wanted it to go, so I listed it for $80 locally. It might have been $85, I don't remember which now. But this lady wanted it so much that she come by yesterday, looked at it real quick, and then paid for it, but wasn't going to pick it up till today, Sunday. So apparently she's going to come by pretty soon, and when she does, she'll take it away, and I will make $50 on it. So that's not too bad. All right, so that lady just came by with her husband and her kid to pick up that dresser, and like I said, they already paid the $75 yesterday, but they picked it up today, and made $50 on that, so that's pretty good. Also, there was a guy that was going to buy a bike today, but he backed out. I was going to look at a different one, but there's other people asking, and I bought another bike also, but I haven't showed that to you yet. But anyway, I have a whole bunch of bikes I need to sell, so probably should quit buying those for a while. And anyway, now I've got a bunch of eBay items I found garage selling. I found almost everything on Friday in a few hours, and then Saturday I went out for, man, how many hours was that? 6 hours? Almost found nothing at all except for one thing that I got for free. I mean, it was a waste of time. I should not even went out Saturday. But anyway, let me show you what all I picked up. So we'll start here. So at one of the very first garage sales, it's probably the second one I went to on Friday morning. There's actually a little tiny kind of neighborhood garage sale going on just right down the road. I didn't even know about it. I just saw a sign. It wasn't one I was planning on going to. Anyway, I found some pretty cool stuff there. So one thing I bought is this game right here, Xbox 360 Spider-Man Edge of Time. I paid $1. I looked it up. This is about $14.95, $15.95, somewhere around there. It's about $15, $16, somewhere around there. So I decided to do it. It's not my $30, but video games sell pretty well, and they're so easy to ship. So I'll make, you know, $10 on it or something like that. Pretty close to that. Next one's even better. All right. So this is same thing. Paid $1 at that same garage sale for Xbox 360, the Simpsons game, and both of them are complete. I forgot to show the other one, but they have the disc. They have the little pamphlet in there, or booklet. But anyway, these Simpson games go for about $20. I think it was $19.95 to about $21, $22, somewhere in that range. So mine's complete, so it's a little messed up here. So I'll probably get about $20 out of it. So for $1, that's a pretty good find. Okay, at that same garage sale, I found all of these Fantastic Four figures still in the package. So as soon as I saw them, and I saw they had like KB Toy price tags on there for $7.99. I was like, oh, perfect. These are old. And I looked into them, and they are dated 1996. Not like super old, but, you know, 22 years old. It's pretty good. It's still in the package. This is probably the worst one. It's a little bit yellowed, but the others are in good conditions. We have the Invisible Woman, the Human Torch, Mr. Fantastic, Super Skrull, Medusa, the Human Torch, Namor, or whatever, and the Invisible Woman, who's clear plastic and is kind of yellowing a little bit. But anyway, they were all $2 a piece, and they actually had more than this. They had, which one was it? I think they had about 3 or 4 of these Medusas. Now this one is yellowed, but the others are kind of opened and retaped. I didn't want to buy them. I prefer to, you know, go ahead and stick with the ones that are still closed. And I mean, this just reminds me of when I was a kid. I wasn't really into like getting action figures, especially like comic book stuff. I didn't care about it, but I really like the graphics, the packaging. Just looking at it, just like an explosion of colors, what I think is interesting. I could care less about the characters or who's worth this much or that character has this power. I don't care about that. I just like the graphics and the color and the layout and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, for $2, I was like, oh, I gotta buy those. So I looked them up, and they really don't have a lot of value. I was really surprised. Each one's about $2, and all of them I looked up, they're going for like $3.95, $5.95, maybe $6 or $7, but plus shipping. So on average, like a lot of them were about $3.95, but they were also paying like $6 shipping. So technically, people on eBay are paying about $10 a piece. So when I was doing that math in my head, I was thinking, okay, well, someone's willing to pay $10 to get one to their house. If I bundle all these together, that's only $16 in. I could maybe ask about $8 a piece, you know? So put them all together, so 8 times 8, $64. I could probably ask in that maybe $55 up to maybe $70, maybe like $75, $80 with free shipping. And we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get some offers, maybe someone will want it. So that could be a really good turnaround. Turn 16 into like 70 or something like that. So that's why I decided to go ahead and buy those, even though they don't really have a lot of value on their own. Okay, across the street from there was another yard sale, and check it out, found another calculator. And what's cool is the one I sold recently was the same thing. Texas Instruments TI-89 Platinum. Of all the Texas Instruments calculators to get, TI-84s seem to be the best. They have like even more modern versions of the TI-84s now, but these TI-89s are actually pretty good money. If you remember, the last one I sold did not have this battery cover. So I paid the same price. This was $5. And at the other garage sale, they had it sitting like this on the table. I looked at it, I was like, oh, no way. You know, cool. And it wouldn't turn on, so I was like, okay, it needs batteries, whatever. I should have looked at it closer because it did not have the battery cover. But it's still sold. I'm trying to remember now. I'm sure you'd see it in the last video or two. I think it was $35 if I remember right. Free shipping, somewhere around there. Maybe it was $30, I don't know. But it was a really good turnaround, and it was missing a part. So I think because this one is totally complete, I need to test it, I need to clean it. I should be able to ask more, especially this time of year. This is a really good time to start thinking about selling calculators because school's about to start up. So I think I might be able to get between $40 and $50 out of this one since it's complete. So I'll try. I might try about $49.95, see if I can get it. So for $5, it should be a really good flip. What else do I have here? Okay, I guess I'll go here. So I also found this. Actually, you know what? I'll go with these. This was all at that same neighborhood garage sale. The very first thing I went in the morning, I didn't even know about it. Okay, so another thing I found are these little center caps. There's 4 of them. They say Chevy. I knew they looked familiar. I couldn't place them in my mind. I was thinking these were for the big full-size trucks, the what do they call them, the 1500s, the Chevy Suburbans. Like, I'm thinking like big trucks, not the little S10s and Blazers and things like that. I knew they looked familiar. I couldn't place it. I have an Astro van I drive around all over the place. It has the same lug bolt pattern on the wheels as the big trucks and not the smaller trucks like the S10 or all the cars, you know, Camaro and things like that. So I was thinking this was the big bolt pattern, so I was buying these for myself. I asked how much. They said $10. I thought, hey, that's kind of cool. I could change out the hubcaps on my wheels, you know, just look a little different. So, you know, I paid $10. They need to be cleaned. I think they look pretty good. I get home and I'm researching them. I'm like, man, I can't find any Suburbans, any big trucks that have this cap that doesn't look right. So I did more research and I realized that these fit the 94 through 97 or 94 through 99 or something like that Chevy Blazer, which is basically an S10. So it's the smaller bolt pattern. So I looked at price and they're still pretty good. I paid $10 for all 4 and cleaned up. They sell for about $13, $14 each. So I'll just sell them as a set. So I could probably, you know, if I clean them up, and since they're original, they're not reproductions, that should help their value a little bit. I paid $10. I could probably sell them for like $40 plus shipping, maybe $45, $50, something like that. So we'll see. But I think $40 plus possibly, as long as they clean up really well. So it still ended up being a good purchase, even though I couldn't technically use them myself. Okay, so I left there and I started doing some more driving around town, and this was all on Friday. And I come to another garage sale and I found this. Just laying in a just like a bin on the ground, just all kinds of random stuff in there. And I saw this. It's a fanny pack, faux leather. It says Namco. I was thinking, Namco, man, that sounds familiar. I think that's video game stuff. It's like, or isn't that like arcade games or something? I was like, I know that sounds familiar. And it says amusement to entertainment. So I'm thinking like Namco, that's, I don't remember what games they made, but it seems like I remember that from when I was a kid, like on arcade machines or something like that. So it was $1, which seems a little pricey. It would have been better if it was like quarter or 50 cents, but whatever, it was $1. So I decided to grab it because when I looked up the comps, there wasn't any sold, but there was someone trying to sell them. I think they had 1 or 2 available. It looked just like this, except Namco was in blue or green. I don't remember which. I think blue. Mine's pink. They were trying to get, I think it was 21 plus shipping, somewhere around there. $21.95 free shipping. I don't know. But like over $20 for this. So I figured, they're not, there's no proof that any have sold, but someone's trying to sell them for good money. So I'll go ahead and try it too. For $1, I'll risk it. hey, maybe I can make 20, 25 bucks on it, something like that. So I decided to go ahead and grab that. Okay, I'll also go with this. This is the only thing I found Saturday. All this stuff was Friday. These are Friday also, but I'll get to them in a minute. So Saturday, I drove around for 6 hours and I found nothing. It was terrible. It was a total waste of time. But I did find a Sony Cd Walkman. This is the Sony Cd Walkman D-EJ109. Now I need to clean it up. I also need to test it. I don't know if it works or not, but I got it for free. It was a garage sale. This lady was cleaning out everything in the garage. She said her husband had died, and she was just selling everything in there. She didn't know what it was, all these tools, all this kind of stuff. But it was like a name your price kind of garage sale. So I asked how much this was, and she said, oh, I'll just give that to you for free. So I got it for free. And anyway, I looked them up, and they go for about $21.95, somewhere around there. So about $20 to $22. So I decided to go ahead and get it. I've sold a couple of these before. I think I even have one for sale right now. But for free, I'll go ahead and try it. Even though it's not really my $30, it's still a pretty good seller. These like old school Sony type electronics, if they work well, even if they don't work, they still sell. So it's worth picking up. Okay, the two big boys here. Pretty cool, all right? This one's worth more money, but this one I think is more interesting. So I'll show this one to you first. So this is a, let's see if I can find it here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Baby Brezza, I'm not sure how I pronounce that. Formula Pro. Alright, if this looks familiar, it's because I've sold one a while back. I got at a really, really good neighborhood garage sale several months ago, other side of town. Did not have the box, but it was this exact machine. It basically, think of it as a coffee maker or almost a Keurig, more of like a little bit more older school coffee maker, but for baby formula bottles. So you put your bottle down here, your formula up here, you put water in there, and it brews up a baby bottle basically. And apparently everyone that I have bought these from said that they love it, and it was like a miracle worker for them. And now they're selling them at garage sales pretty cheap, and they still go for good money. The last one I got, like I said, did not have the box. It was complete. I cleaned it up. It did turn on. It worked. And I got it for, I think they were asking $40, and I got them down to $30, and then it sold for right around $100. I don't remember how much. I don't remember if it was like $95 plus shipping or if it was like $100 with free shipping, but it was somewhere around $100. This one's complete in the box. I don't know if you can read that, but they were asking $40 on this one as well. So it was like a multi-family garage sale, and the person who owned this was not there. That can work to your advantage. And the people that were running the sale, I think it was the lady that owned this. It was her parents' house, so they were the ones kind of running it. And I was looking at it, I was like, oh, I'm interested in that. You know, does it work? Oh, yeah, it works. And I said, it's $40 on there. Could you do better? Oh, well, we need to call her and let her, you know, ask her herself. So they called her up, and she's like, well, you know, I don't know if I want to get less than that. And I said, well, how about $25? Oh, okay, I'll take 25. So they're asking 40, I got it for 25. That's great. That's even better than last time. And it has the box. I think I can get maybe a little more money out of this one. So if the last one went for like 95-ish, I think I could probably get about 100, maybe 110, just a little bit more. But that should be pretty cool. So that should be a really good turnaround. So from 25 to about 100, I'll have to look and see if people will pay shipping or if that is with shipping. Either way, it's still going to be a really good flip. So it's pretty cool. Okay, my favorite find is Weekend. Not quite as valuable, but I think it's super cool. All right, moon shoes. If you're about my age, you know, 30-something years old, you remember these. Everyone wanted them. I didn't have a pair, but I remember these. And anyway, I think these might be the original ones, because when I looked up comps on eBay, none of them had this packaging. This packaging is from 1989, so this thing is, what, 29 years old? And all the others I've seen look like they were a little bit newer than that, 90-something, because it was different packaging. So this one's a little bit more old school. The graphics are better than the other box, and it's complete. See if I can open it up. Everything is in here. You got both moon shoes, really good condition. Just a little bit of, you know, the stickers are a little bit dry and coming off in spots. You can tell they've been used. This one has the rubber bands on there. This one, though, is not put together. So it is separate. But check this out. This stuff has all of the rubber bands, the whole bag of them. So that's really cool. And it has the box. This has got to be pretty good money. I couldn't find any real comps, so I think I can kind of ask what I want on it and probably just end up doing like a best offer and see what happens. So oh, by the way, I got it for $1. That's the best part ever. So I see this thing, I'm like, oh, moon shoes, no way. You know, I see them at this garage sale, nothing else there is very good, and this thing's sitting on the ground, and it just like, boom, you know, right there. I immediately go to it like a bug to a light at night. And anyway, then I see the price $1, like, no way. So I grab it, and I'm sure they're kind of looking at me, and then I pay for it. Yeah, I'm gonna buy these moon shoes. Oh yeah, there you go, that's a good buy. And you know, they're kind of, you know, they didn't care about them at all. They didn't know it had value. They just thought it was kind of funny that I was buying them. And I was thinking, man, that's a killer find. That is awesome. So anyway, I don't really know what they're going to go for. But at absolute bare minimum, it's got to be like 30, 40 bucks. But I think I can ask more because I did not see any others that were this old in the box with the rubber bands. I'm going to try to ask as much as I can. I want to get more than $50. I would really like to get more than 60. Maybe 75 is way over pushing it. I don't know, but maybe 60 something dollars. Maybe see if I can ask about 65 and see what happens. I don't know. Maybe I do more research and I can get more. Maybe they're not worth as much as I'm thinking and they're like 40 bucks. But for $1, no matter what, that should be a really, really good find. So anyway, that is the stuff I picked up this weekend. Now I did have a couple of sales so far. I'm sure I'll have a few more later, but let me show you the 2 things that sold last night. Alright, so here are the 2 things I've sold so far for the weekend. First thing here is a GameCube game. I bought 2 of them at a garage sale, probably a month ago, maybe a little longer, 5-6 weeks. There's this one, and then there was also, I think it was a Zelda game. The Zelda one sold really quickly for, I don't know, $20, $22, something like that. This one didn't have as much value, but it is GameCube. Every GameCube game I've ever had has sold. And now that I think of it, I have a GameCube. I could probably test it. Anyway, this is Enter the Matrix. It's not worth that much. It has 2 discs in it. I think it has the manual, if I remember right. But it's not worth a lot of money, but I don't know. I decided to grab it. Both games were only 50 cents. I knew it was going to be, you know, worth more than that. But this one was only worth about $9. So it sold for $8.99 with free shipping. So anyway, I'll make a few dollars off of it. After shipping, it's probably going to be about, depends how far it goes, probably $2.60, maybe $3, and then I'll pay some fees, maybe $1 or something. So, you know, I'll make $4 or $5. So not great, but kind of a rescue. I probably should avoid that though. If I find any more video games, you know, on a video game, I'd really like to make, you know, like $10, $12 at least profit, but sometimes it's kind of hard to do. Okay. Like, for example, the Spider-Man game I showed you a while ago. It'll sell for about $15. I'm going to pay shipping. I'll pay some fees. I'll probably make about $10. That's about minimum I should be looking for in these. Okay, next item that sold. I have it packed up, but this was awesome. Okay, so this was a really good garage sale several weeks ago, maybe a month ago or so. And it was one of those days where I did not feel like going out. And then I hit this garage sale, and they had amazing stuff. That's where I got all those My Little Ponies, and I got Bop-Its that I have listed, and I found this. Okay, check this out. See if I can get to it here. I have it wrapped up really well. Okay, here we go. Check that out. Does that look familiar? It's from 1997. This is the Talking Nano Puppy. Alright, so this is one of those, don't remember what they were called, Tamagotchis or whatever. Remember them back in the day, in the 90s? Well, this was a different version, I guess, from a different company. This one's made by Playmates. I think that's the same company that made Ninja Turtles. Those Tamagotchis or Tamaguchis or whatever, I don't know, whatever they're called. I don't know if it's the same company or what. But they were really hot back in the day. And, you know, a little virtual pet. You put batteries in there, and then it starts, you name it. I ended up naming this one Pups, P-U-P-Z. And you're supposed to feed it. This one's really unhappy now because I haven't fed it in a couple of weeks. He's probably starving. It barks, and then it annoys you. This one has been sitting in the packaging, and every night I hear it, please play with me, you know, or it starts barking or whatever. So they're kind of annoying, but people really like these. Okay, but this thing was an amazing flip. Okay, so at that garage sale, I think I mentioned it in that video, wherever it was, that she had this rack of toys, and everything was 10 cents. Every toy was 10 cents. So I got 2 Boppets, you know, the big Boppet game, big, heavy plastic games, fun to play. They both work, 10 cents each. I bought 28 My Little Ponies, and 5 or 6 were not real ones. I just ended up throwing those away. The others are real, from the 80s. They're worth a lot of money, 10 cents each. All right, I'm trying to get about 100 bucks out of those. They haven't sold yet because they're, you know, it's going to take the right person for those. What else? I think I got some other stuff, but then I got this, technically 10 cents. But I kind of rounded everything off to make it easier for bookkeeping and all that. I considered this 50 cents, if I remember right, and the Boppets 50 cents each, and then the My Little Ponies was, I don't know, $1.50, $2, whatever it was. And I think I paid $3 total, so however it works out. I guess it'd be $1.50 for those. Okay, so I'm technically in my books calling it 50 cents to make it easy to keep track of, but technically at the garage sale, she was selling it for 10 cents, so 1 dime. Okay, keep that in mind. So when I look them up, some had sold. Now this one is the Talking Nano puppy, but they have, I think they had like a rabbit. I know there's a baby out there. When I looked up comps, the one I found that was similar was a baby. So really the only difference was it was purple and green, and it's kind of clear with a little bit of glitter in the plastic. The baby, like this puppy here, has puppy ears over the face and like a collar. The baby had, I think, maybe a curl and like human ears. So it was just very slightly different, or maybe it was a bib or something, but that's like really the only difference. And then of course, you know, the face kind of looks more human than like a dog. But they're really, really basic toy. I mean, a few buttons you push, you put a date on there, you name it, and then every once in a while you got to feed it, or you play with it, or you pet it, or whatever. Seems kind of complicated for a kid, but I don't know, I guess they sold really well. Anyway, long story short, I looked them up and they were selling for like 35 bucks, $45, you know, somewhere around there, ones that had actually sold. So when I finally got around to listing it, I looked at sold comps and they were about the same, you know, 35, 45. But the ones currently listed were way higher than that. They were asking like $100, $75. They were like way up there. So I thought, well, let's just see what happens. I'll kind of undercut these people a little bit, but it's way overvalued. You know, this thing is probably going to go for like 35 bucks, but I'll put it way high and then put best offer on there and see what happens. So I listed it for $64.95 for this thing. Paid 10 cents, $64.95, best offer. I don't remember what my best offer was. I dropped it way down. It's probably about like the others. It was like $35 or $40, something like that. So someone, you know, could see what they had actually sold for, offer me that, I was going to take it. Well, I had it listed for a while, and then yesterday, cha-ching, I looked at it. This thing sold for full price, $64.95 for this thing. That is awesome. So I gave someone 1 dime at a garage sale, brought it home, cleaned it, put 2 new batteries in there that I already had, and tested it out, took pictures, put it on eBay, and then someone wanted it so bad they gave me 649 dimes for it. So that's a great turnaround. So from 10 cents to 65 bucks. That is awesome. So I'd love to find more stuff like that. So that's kind of why I kind of like focusing on these older toys. Now these are not like super antique toys. You know, there's probably buyers for that, but on eBay right now, it's like people my age. You know, they're like upper 20s, maybe to lower 40s. They kind of are settled now, they have some money, and they are buying back their childhood. That's why I think these moon shoes could be really good money. I might try to ask, maybe I'll go way high on these. Maybe I'll go like $89 or $99 and put a best offer and it'd be the same thing. You know, they probably would sell at, you know, $40, $50, $60, but maybe someone out there wants them so bad, they'll pay, you know, $80 or $90 or whatever. So it's totally worth it. And I'll go ahead and just ask, you know, because this really pumped me up that I could get way more than I thought it was going to go for. So anyway, that is what has sold so far. And I got the rest of today to go. I think there might be a couple of local sales and maybe some more eBay sales. So anyway, when those happen, I'll drop them in the video and then we'll see what happens. Alright, and then to round out the weekend, I had a couple more sales. I did not have any more local sales. I had all kinds of people asking me about everything I had listed, but no one was showing up. There's a few people, oh, I'll come later in the week, like on Thursday or Wednesday or whatever, so we'll see. But I didn't have any more local sales. I did have 2 eBay sales. They were all right, so I'll show them to you. First one here is this right here. Got it at Salvation Army. It's a Waterman Pin made in Paris. And it's a Kellogg's Frosted Bran pin. I believe they gave this to employees of Kellogg's. I don't know what for, but it's a thing. And anyway, it was at Salvation Army for $1.50. But it happened to be half price day. I didn't know it at the time, so when I bought it, it ended up only being 75 cents. And the last one that sold, There actually was one that sold. There's people out there that buy these. Waterman's a really good brand, but maybe they're buying it because of Kellogg's too or something. I don't know. But anyway, the last one sold for pretty good money. It was like $30-something, I think, somewhere around there. I had it listed there, maybe a little higher, closer to 40. It didn't happen. I dropped the price down. I eventually had it to $25 with free shipping. So that's what it sold for. So it's pretty small. It'll go in a bubble mailer, and it'll be, I don't know, $3 to send out, something like that. So not too bad. Okay, next item sold is right here in this bag. This is a bag inside a bag. All right, so this is that Nike. What was it called? It's on here somewhere. Here we go. Swingman. It's a Nike Swingman bag. It's basically a baseball bag or softball. Pretty good condition. Some marks and scuffs, and there is a little tear here in the netting, the mesh, which I didn't notice till just now. So hopefully the person that bought it is not upset about that. But anyway, pretty good shape. Found it at a garage sale for $3. And I figured it had some value. I looked it up, and they do. They have, you know, $25, $30, $35, something like that. I had mine at $29.95 with free shipping. Because brand new, you could get them with free shipping for like $40, $45. So I wanted to go a little under that because it is a little bit marked up and things like that. So it sold for $29.95 with free shipping. I paid $3. It's a little bit heavy. It's 1 pound, 10 ounces. So it could, you know, it might cost $7 or $8, something like that. So it's not going to be like a huge, amazing, mind-blowing turnaround, but after fees and shipping and the purchase price, I'll probably make a little under $20 on it, so it's not too bad. So anyway, that was it for the flips and finds of the week. If you like these videos, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you could give it 2 thumbs up, that'd be awesome. I don't think you can. But anyway, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and leave a comment what you think. And then if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that to keep up with more of these videos. Anyway, thanks for checking it out.